membrane bound cell organelle. Is discovered by Bendel. Described by Bavaria is the name of the scientist who described the centriole structure, centrosome structure. This centrosome is a non-membrane bound cell organelle. So, discovered by Benda and Annamu. This is described by Boveri. So, these particular type of centrioles are presented in animal cells. Some fungi, bryophytes, so these centrioles are present in animal cells. Generally, they are observed in case of animal cells and present also in some fungi and lower plants. Lower plants like bryophytes and pteridophytes. So these particular type of centrioles are absent in these non-flagellated protozoans and higher plants. So they are absent in case of non-flagellated protozoans, higher plants and yeast cells. So generally they are present in some fungi, lower plants and animal cells. Okay now. So that is even in case of some fungi, green algae. Absent in yeast, you can add this particular red algae. Even in case of red algae also, what is not observed, centrosomes or centrioles are not present. Okay. So these particular type of centrioles are what there are centrosome consists of a pair of cylindrical structures arranged perpendicularly to each other. So that is what we call it as a centrosome consists of a pair of cylindrical structures that are arranged perpendicularly to each other. Such structures are called as centrioles. Such are called so this is a particular type of cylindrical structure. To this perpendicularly arranged another structure, which are surrounded by pericentriolar mass. Pericentriolar mass. Now, this is one centriole. This is another centriole. This is a pericentriolar mass or matrix. Okay now. The entire structure is called as a diplosome. Do you understand? The pair of centrioles is called as centrosome. Pair of centrioles is called as a centrosome. And centrioles are arranged perpendicularly to one another. And they are arranged. Okay, they are arranged perpendicularly and they've been covered by a mass of pericentriolar matrix. What is that? Peri. Peri means around. centriolar matrix. This is also called as centrosome. You can call it as a centroblast. Means a fluid-like substance that is covering this particular type of two particular centrioles. So such a structures, a pair of centrioles which are surrounded by pericentral mass together called as a diplosome. What is it called as a diplosome? Okay. So what is centriole? Centriole is a component of centrosome. What is centrosome? Centrosome is a non-membrane bound cell organelle consisting of two cylindrical structure, hollow cylindrical structure, which are arranged perpendicular to one another. Such a pair of centrioles are called as centrosome. Centrosome means a pair of centrioles. If this pair of centrioles are surrounded by pericentriolar matrix and together it is called as diplosome. Each centriole so each centriole is a hollow structure. It is composed of 9 peripherally arranged triplets of tubuli. So, this is a fibril. This fibril having 3 particular type of tubulins. So the fibril of tubulins. Each is a triplet. I told each fibril is a triplet. Having how many? 3 units like this. They are running like this. Okay. All the particular type of such type of fibrils are how many? 9. Each fibril is a triplet. Such fibrils are 9 in number. They are peripherally arranged. How they are arranged? Peripherally arranged. Peripherally arranged fibrils. How many fibrils are there? 9 fibrils. Each fibril is a triplet. Each triplet looks like this. This is a triplet. Such are 9 are arranged in the form of cylindrical manner. Okay, these triplets are arranged in the cylindrical manner. Means how you can say that pen it over. So ఈ మూడు ఒక ట్రిప్లెట్ దిస్ ఇస్ వన్ ట్రిప్లెట్ ఇదోరా ఇలాంటివి 9 కలిసి ఇలా హాలోగా ఏర్పడతాయి అర్థమవుతుందా 9 కలిసి హాలోగా ఏర్పడితే దట్ ఫార్మ్స్ ఏ పర్టికులర్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఫర్టిలైజర్ లైక్ దిస్ ఇస్ వన్ అంటే సంచార అబ్జర్వ్డ్ అయినా ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి సో ఇలాంటివి 9 ఆర్ దేర్ లైక్ దిస్ అర్థమవుతుందా అరౌండ్ దిస్ So such 9 particular type of fibrils are arranged to form a particular type of structure called as a centriole. Then centriole. Okay now. Okay. So each fibril is a triplet. Each fibril is a triplet. How many fibrils are there? Total number of fibrils. Total fibrils are 9 arranged peripherally. When you see in case of cilia and flagella, they've been surrounded by plasma membrane. I told you. Actually, we surrounded by plasma membrane. Here, no membrane is surrounding. Hence, only they are called as a non-membrane bound cell organelles. What are they? Non-membrane bound cell organelles. In the center, there a pair of singlets are observed. Here, no singlets are observed. Okay, only triplets which are peripherally arranged. Sure. These are triplets which are in the how many in number? 9 in number. They are peripherally arranged. So these peripherally arranged are connected. So this is suppose 3 are there. This is A, and this one is B, and this one is C. Okay. Next here also again A, B, C. These triplets are connected. One triplet is connected to another triplet with AC linkers. What linkers? AC linkers. So you see here it is the connection is there, and this connection is nothing but a AC linking. So this is what a AC linkage. What a, how many triplets are there? 9 triplets are there, which are peripherally arranged, which are linked by AC linkers. Okay. In the center, there is a particular type of protein mass. What is there here? Protein mass, not particular type of triplets or singlets or doublets. It's a protein mass which is present at the center. So this protein mass is called as a protein hub. What is it called as a hub? These are triplets. These are what linkers? AC linkers. Okay. So triplets, what are peripheral? Okay. Next, each particular type of triplet is connected to hub. Each triplet is connected to hub through radial spoke. Do you understand? There also triplets are connected to central sheath with radial spokes. But here triplets are connected to the hub, protein hub, because no particular type of singlets are there. So it is a protein mass. So it has been connected by what are radial spokes. These are what are radial spokes which are connecting this particular type of, which are connecting what are protein hub is connected to. So radial spokes are connected to protein hub through radial spokes. So these are what are radial spokes. How many radial spokes would be there? 9. Because each triplet is connected to the central hub with a radial spoke. Okay. Now, apart from the AC linkers, there are some other particular type of linkers. What we call them as a CC link. What are AA linkers? AA linkers. AA linkers and A is linked with the okay. So what linkers are there? AC linkers and AA linkers. So this is what adjacent. One particular type of triplet is connected to another triplet through AC linkers initially, and between AA linkers are also there. So one triplet get connected to another triplet with linkers. Okay. So and each triplet is connected to the central hub with radial spokes. With radial spokes. 9 peripherally arranged triplets are there. This is the structure of centriole. Such type of centrioles are how many are there? 2 are there. How many centrioles are there? 2 centrioles are there. These particular type of centrioles are mainly involved in what type of functions? The tubulins of proteins that are the centrioles. Centrioles duplicate during S phase of interphase. S phase of interphase of a cell division. So in case of cell division, so there is a 2 phases, interphase and M phase. Interphase has 3 subphases, what are G1, S and G2. In case of S phase, what happens? Centrioles will duplicate. Centrioles duplicates and centrioles migrate to other particular type of area. So that centrioles will decide the plane of division. Centriole position gives the polarity. From there, spindle fibers are formed. So plane of cell division is decided by the location of centrioles. Centrioles plays important role. Suppose centrioles cell only. Centrioles are present here. Plane of division is this. If centrioles are here, the division would be like this. If centrioles are there, the division would be like this. Whether the cell is going to divide in the first cases, when the cell is going to divide in case of this, that is all based upon the what the location of the centrioles. Centrioles plays important role and decides the plane of division and decides the formation of mitotic spindles. So centrioles are duplicates during what phase? S phase of interphase. Next point, centrioles forms spindle fibers spindle apparatus during cell division. So spindle fibers are formed through which only the chromosomes get separated. So chromosomes are splits and produce daughter chromosomes because of a spindle apparatus. అర్థమవుతుందా? Spindle fibers formed or attached to the centromere. తెలుసు కదా మీకు? Suppose this is the chromosome. Chromosome having two chromatids. Spindle fibers are attached here. So due to the constriction of spindle fibers, one chromosome has become two chromosomes of two daughter chromosomes. This is all possible only because of mitotic spindles. Who forms the mitotic spindles? Centrioles will form the mitotic spindles. And spindle apparatus, which is essential for the division of a cell, particularly karyokinesis, nuclear division, chromosomal division, is occurs only because of the spindle apparatus that is secreted, that is formed by centrioles. Centrioles will form the particular type of astral base. They are extending in the form of spindle apparatus, and finally these spindle fibers goes and touch to the kinetochores of the centromere. Kinetochores that is covered by the centromere. ఇక్కడ kinetochores ఉంటాయి తెలుసు కదా మీకు. Protein discs are there that are covering the centrosome. Spindle fibers goes and attach to the kinetochore of the chromosome. Okay na? Next, the third important point in case of centrioles. Centrioles are involved in case of what basal body. Centrioles will form the basal body of cilia and flagella. మనం చెప్పాము cilia flagella చెప్పినప్పుడు. So they basal body is formed like a centriolar like structures. Flagella, cilia emerged from centriolar like structure called basal body. Okay, so what is that basal body of cilia and flagella? Centrioles will form the basal body of cilia and flagella. That is another particular type of function of water centriole. Next. So tail of the sperm is formed by this particular type of centriole. Centriole will form the tail of the sperm. Okay. So these are the particular type of functions of centrioles. So altogether the centriole appears like cartwheel in structure. Cartwheel in structure. Just see, this is just like a bullock cart. Wheel in case of bullock cart. Bullock cart means what? Chakka ఏమంటా వాటిని చక్రాలు. ఆ చక్రాల పైన ఇనుప బద్ది వేసి ఉండే చివర తెలుసు కదా, అరిగిపోకుండా, చెక్క అరిగిపోకుండా. సో మనకి ఎక్కువ విలేజ్ లో ఒకే పర్టికులర్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఎద్దుకి ముందు ఇట్లా తట్టలా కట్టి వెనక బండిలా ఉంటుంది. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ వి కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ అందులో యూజ్ చేసేటువంటి ఆ పర్టికులర్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ వీల్స్ ఏమంటాం మనము, వుడెన్ వీల్స్ రా, గుర్తుందా మీకు? సో దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ cartwheel. That cartwheel structure, it is similar to that of the cartwheel structure. అర్థమవుతుందా? This is regarding what centrioles or centrosome. What is centrosome? In brief, just listen to me. So brief, centrioles or a centrosome is nothing but a non-membrane bound cell organelle. So a pair of centrioles are observed in case of centrosome. They are arranged perpendicularly one to the other at right angles. These particular centriole is a halo structure which is made up of what fibrillar proteins. So 9 triplets are there, 9 fibrils are there. Each fibril is a triplet. They are peripherally arranged. Okay, in the center there is a mass of proteins are there. These and peripheral triplets are linked one to the other with AC linkers and AA linkers, and each triplet is attached to the central mass with the radial spokes. So the number of radial spokes are 9, and this particular type of centriole structure is not been surrounded by any membrane. So triplets are connected to central hub through radial spokes. Okay. So it is first discovered by the Benden and it is described by Bovary and Jacob. It is present in case of animal cells mostly and absent in case of higher plants. But in lower plants, you can see this particular type of centriole structures, that is in case of green algae and some fungi. In case of lower plants like bryophytes and pteridophytes, you can see them. But absent in case of water, absent in case of yeast and some red algae, and also observed, not observed in case of flagellated, non-flagellated protozoans. Okay, and higher plants. Okay, that is option. Okay, when you go for the functions of this particular type of centrosome or centrioles, they are mainly involved in case of formation of spindle fibers. Spindle apparatus formation occurs. So centrioles, the position of the centrioles will decide the plane of cell division because they forms what are spindle fibers. That's a spindle apparatus that will decide the plane of division. What will decide the plane of division? Spindle fibers or spindle apparatus. Spindle fibers are formed by centrioles. So location of the centrioles will decide the spindle formation. Spindle formation will decide the plane of division. Altogether, finally connected to centrioles. Position of centrioles will decide the plane of a division. Centrioles are also involved in case of what structures are. Centrioles are involved in spindle formation of centrioles. Next centrioles. Basal body of the flagella and cilia because of this particular type of centrioles. Next, another point, centriole forms what? Tail of the sperm cell. Okay, now that is what we observe regarding centriole. What type of structure is observed? Cartridge. So it does appear in the form of a cartridge. What is the basic difference between cilia and flagella and this centriole, centrosome and centriole? They've been surrounded by plasma membrane. So it is not being surrounded by plasma membrane. One more distinguished feature there, 9 doublets are there. Here 9 triplets are there. So there's a central, what is there? Singlets are there. A pair of singlets are there. Here protein hub is there. So no singlets, no doublets, no triplets are there in the center. Only a protein mass is observed. That is what we call it as a protein hub. And similarities are observed. 9 doublets, here 9 triplets. 9 radial spokes which are connected to the hub here. So they are connected to the central sheath which is surrounding the singlets which are surrounding the pair of singlets. Okay, now. So that is surrounded by membrane. It is not surrounded by the membrane, and solely it is called as a non-membrane bound cell organelle. Mostly observed. If you are asked in which of the particular following cells these centrioles are present, means animal cells. You can go straight away with the animal cells. Exception is some animal cells are lacking, that too flagellated, non-flagellated protozoans. That is exception, but majority of the plant cells will have, almost all the plant cells will have centrioles. That is also one of the distinguished feature to differentiate plant cell from animal cell. Plant cells are lacking centrioles. Centrioles are present in case of animal cells. That is one of the distinguished features. Okay, now. This is one centriole. This is another centriole, perpendicularly arranged. Okay, now. This has been surrounded by a particular type of matrix. This is called as pericentriolar matrix. This is nothing but a special type of cytoplasmic structure. So, which is surrounding this mass? It is a pericentriolar mass. Pericentriole mass and a pair of centrioles together called diplosome. I told you. What is it called? A diplosome. So diplosome. What are centrosome? A pair of centrioles. Pair of centrioles is called as a centrosome. అర్థమవుతుందా? Next, nucleus. Eukaryotic cells are characterized by true nucleus. So true nucleus is the characteristic feature of eukaryote, whether it is plant cell or animal cell, that doesn't matter. So nucleus, true nucleus means true nucleus. So this is the nuclear material or chromatin, genetic material. So which has been surrounded by a membrane-like structure. This is a membrane that surrounds the chromatin material. So this is what we call it as nuclear membrane. So this is genetic material. If genetic material is surrounded by a membrane, not naked, such is called as a true nucleus. If genetic material is directly open like this in the cytoplasm, this is called as nucleoid, not called as nucleus. If genetic material is enclosed by a membrane, that particular structure is called as nucleus. This you cannot call it as a nucleus. You can call it as a nucleic material or nucleoid or genetic material, not nucleus. A true nucleus is one which is having nuclear membrane around the genetic material. That is the characteristic feature of a eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell is characterized by the presence of nuclear membrane around the genetic material. The whole structure is called as, now you can call this as a nucleus. True nucleus is absent in Monerians. Both that includes cyanobacteria, bacteria, everything will come. So in case of Monerians, what is absent? Prokaryotes, what is absent? True nucleus is absent. They lack the membrane around the genetic material. That is what we observe. So true nucleus is observed in case of eukaryotes. So nucleus is what? Generally in case of when the plant cells are young in condition. When the cells are in a young in condition, particularly plant cell, nucleus is present at the center. Nucleus is present at the center, normal. When the cell becomes aged, then what happens? Vacuole occupies the maximum portion. So that nucleus is pushed towards one corner of the particular type of cell, not located in the cell, in the center of the cell. By this you will know that is a mature cell and this is a young cell. Do you understand? So if you are asked to observe whether it is a young cell or a mature cell, by seeing the vacuole you can say, or if vacuole is not there, even then if you not observed, then you can see or locate the particular type of nucleus near the periphery. As because of expansion of the vacuole, then the cytoplasm along with the nucleus is pushed to corners. That is one word. But in case of meristematic cells, when you see the meristematic cells, always the nucleus is present at the center. Why? Because so meristems are what type of cell having only primary cell wall, actively dividing. So the vacuoles are very small or absent is observed in case of meristematic cells. So vacuole never becomes big and large in case of meristematic cells because the meristems are not good for maturation. They keep on dividing. The cells get differentiate and becomes a parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. As they are in the form of meristematic cells, they are not differentiated. They goes for differentiation and the cell will remain as such only. Once then the cell may be transformed, means differentiated into parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. As long as it is in the form of meristematic cell, the nucleus is always in the center. Okay, no exception at all. No exception. In case of normal plant cell, suppose parenchyma cell, you take that is the condition. In case of adult parenchyma cell, this is the condition. Meristematic cell, so always shows what a centrally placed nucleus. Nucleus is placed centrally. Okay. Normally, nucleus is called a cell brain, or nucleus is also called as master cell organelle. So this is the particular type of structure which is going to determine or going to coordinate the functions of others. Our nucleus is also involved in case of controlling the functions of other organelles. Hence, it is called as a master cell organ. Master means who's got to control the particular type of things. Likewise, cell brain. It is called as a cell brain. These are the names of this particular type of a nucleus. Normally, nucleus is size varies, shape also varies. Normally spherical ga untadi. It is in the form of spherical shape. Or trilobed is observed in case of neutrophils law. What is observed? A trilobed. Nucleus ela untadi? Trilobed like this. Trilobed structure is observed. Okay now. So nucleus may be spherical. Most of this particular type of structure of the nucleus is a spherical round shape. Okay. So number, when you see the number of nucleus, number may be 1 to many per cell. 1 to many per cell. Generally, one nucleus is present in a generally one per cell is common, most common. So one per cell is the most common particular type of condition in case of the nucleus. That's common. If a majority of the cell, one nucleus is present in each particular type of cell. But these are under bakade. N tapetum. Generally dikaryotic. Dikaryotic condition and how many nucleus are present? 2 nucleus per cell. Secondary mycelium of Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes. Dikaryotic. Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes is a dikaryotic. What do you mean? Mycelium is a branched septate. This is primary mycelium. Primary mycelium is what? Branched septate septa uninucleate. So when you go for the secondary mycelium, so branched septate dikaryotic, you see. So this is the nucleus. This is another 2 types of nucleus. These 2 nucleus are haploid in condition. In case of this stage of sexual reproduction where plasmogamy has occurred, 2 filaments, ఇది ఒక ఫిలమెంట్, దీని పక్కనే ఇంకొక ఫిలమెంట్ వచ్చింది, 2 కనెక్ట్ అయ్యాయి. So cytoplasm of this enters into this. Nucleus of this entered into this. It is having its own nucleus. So the two nucleus are there. Cytoplasm is fused. Okay, and the plasmogamy has occurred. Karyogamy did not take place. Do you understand? It is a type of sexual reproduction in which the plasmogamy has occurred. Karyogamy did not take place. Okay. So that nucleus of one belongs to that mycelium, another nucleus belongs to another mycelial strand. Do you understand? Next, after a certain period of time, these two nucleus fuse together to form zygote, then meiosis. There are three steps in case of a fungal reproduction. That is, first one is the plasmogamy, sexual reproduction. Plasmogamy, then followed by karyogamy, then meiosis. Three steps are there in the sexual reproduction of fungi. First one, plasmogamy. Only cytoplasm get fused. Of opposite strand get fused. Nucleus will remain separate. This condition is called as dikaryotic condition. Primary mycelium means normal vegetative mycelium. Secondary mycelium is said to be it's a part of sexual reproduction. During sexual reproduction only you can see that particular type of secondary mycelium. Both nucleus not belongs to the same strand. One nucleus of the strand and another nucleus is obtained from the opposite strand where plasmogamy has occurred and karyogamy did not take place. That is the condition. That's what we call it as a dikaryotic condition. This condition is called as a dikaryotic. When it comes to the particular type of when it is in the case of Rhizopus, Mucor. In case of Rhizopus and Mucor, Rhizopus and Mucor. So that is a cenocytic condition, multinucleate condition is observed. What type of condition? Multinucleate. Sure. Many nucleus are floating in a common cytoplasm. This condition is a branched, accepted, should no septa. Multinucleate. This condition of the mycelium is called a branched, accepted, no septa are there. Multinucleate condition. Multinucleate. Many nucleus are flowing in a common cytoplasm. Many nucleus are floating in a where? Common cytoplasm. This condition is called as cenocytic. This mycelium is called as cenocytic mycelium. Okay, cenocytic mycelium and a multinucleate condition. So the number of nucleus per cell may be 1 or 2 or many. So that varies according to the particular type of a cell and cell type. Based on the cell type, the number will vary. So that is what we observe in case of this particular type of different organism. General condition is 1 per the cell. And in case of rare conditions, that may be 2. That is dikaryotic condition observed in case of tapetum, the innermost layer of the anther wall, which is the nourishing tissue for the developing pollen grains. Developing pollen grains, nourishing tissue is what? Tapetum. So tapetum is the innermost layer of the anther wall. You know that. Next, in case of the secondary mycelium of Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes is showing dikaryotic condition. One nucleus belongs to the same particular type of filament, another from the opposite filament. So it's a part of sexual reproduction. Intermediate phase of the sexual reproduction is nothing but a dikaryotic mycelium. Normal mycelium is angiosperm, branched septate uninucleate. Normal mycelium is branched septate uninucleate. So the mycelium that has gone for sexual reproduction, a part in between that particular type of stages, what you observe? Secondary mycelium with dikaryotic condition. But in case of some particular type of fungi, particularly Rhizopus and Mucor, having a mycelium of a branched acceptate multinucleate, that condition is called as cenocytic. This has been asked us so many times. Which of the following cenocytic mycelium is seen? That is members of Phycomycetes. Members of Phycomycetes So such member examples are rhizobus and mucus. Rhizobus is often called as a brood mode. Rhizobus is often called as a brood mode. Okay, now this belongs to a group of fungi that is called as a what? Phycomycetes. Algal fungi. This was named as a algal fungi. Next, Ascomycetes, sac fungi. And so next, Basidiomycetes, club fungi. Basidiomycetes is called as club fungi. Next, Deuteromycetes, fungi imperfecta. Fungi imperfecta. These are the four names of different class groups of fungi. So algal fungi, primitive fungi, algal fungi, Phycomycetes, that is the examples of Rhizopus and Mucor. Next, Ascomycetes. Ascomycetes is called as a sac fungi. And Basidiomycetes, club fungi. So Deuteromycetes, fungi imperfecta. No perfect sexual stage is observed in Deuteromycetes. Remaining three groups, you can see the sexual reproduction. But in the last group, that is what Deuteromycetes, sexual reproductive structures are not generally observed. Okay. Chan, tarvata T. So, ఇప్పుడు మనం చెప్పిందండి size and shape and different numbers. So, they are present in a one to many number in different type of organisms. Now, some cells lack nucleus. తెలుసు కదా మీకు. Some cells are lacking nucleus. What are lacking nucleus? So first one, RBC, mature RBC, lack nucleus. Next, mature sieve cells, sieve elements. That is, sieve cells and sieve tubes are lacking. What are nucleus? They are enucleated. Enucleated at maturity, and they are lacking nucleus at maturity. That is in case of sieve cells and sieve tubes of angiosperms. That is another exception. Next, when you see this particular type of nucleus, nucleus is having a structure. So first one is a nuclear membrane. Next, nucleoplasm. Inside the nucleoplasm, what are there? Chromatin and nucleolus. So what are there inside the nucleoplasm? Chromatin and nucleolus. Okay. And you see the basic structures are two only. That is what a nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm. Inside the nucleoplasm, what is there? Chromatin, the genetic material. And along with that is a nucleolus is also present. Okay. So when you see the particular type of nuclear membrane is characteristic in case of characteristic in case of eukaryotes only, then only it is called as a eukaryote, and the nuclear membrane should be surrounding the genetic material. That is a true nucleus. Okay. So nuclear membrane, it is also called as karyotheca. Nuclear membrane is also called as a karyotheca. So this karyotheca, this nuclear membrane is two layers are there. How many layers are there? Two layers are there. Bilayered, and it is a double membrane bound. Ante kada, andukane ఏమన్నది double membranous. So nucleus is a double membrane bound structure. Okay, double membranous structure. This nuclear membrane is having two layers. One is the outer and the other one is inner. Outer karyotheca. Next the inner karyotheca. So there is a gap between the outer karyotheca and the inner karyotheca. Gap between two layers. Perinuclear space. What is this? Perinuclear space. It is around how much the gap would be? So 10 to 50 micrometers. How much? 10 to 50 micrometers. Sorry, 10 to 50 nanometers. Okay, now 10 to 50 nanometers you see. Nanometers and the gap between 10 to the 1 is equal to 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. So that is the one. So actually they are running parallel to each other. Students, nuclear membranes with a particular gap, they runs parallel to each other. But this particular type of perinuclear space is interrupted by nuclear pores. Nuclear pores are formed due to the fission of both outer and outer karyotheca and inner karyotheca at certain places. So due to the fission of this outer karyotheca and inner karyotheca, what has happened? So membrane is interrupted. Membrane is interrupted. There are interruptions in the continuity of the membranes as they become fused. Normal okay now. But they are interrupted. This particular type of thing has been interrupted due to the fission of outer and inner nuclear membranes and forms a particular type of gaps in between the membrane. Such type of gap is called as a nuclear pore. What is it called? Nuclear pore. You understand? This nuclear pore helps in exchange of materials between karyoplasm and cytoplasm. You understand? So there is a exchange of materials. Some particular material is goes out and some materials may come into the nucleus through this particular type of gaps or interruptions, which are called as nuclear pores. What are these? Nuclear pores. So why they are formed and how they are formed? Due to the union of what? Fission of outer and inner karyotheca that creates gaps in the continuity of the nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane would have been continued like this, but because of the fission in certain areas that creates gaps, they are nothing but what? Nuclear pores. These nuclear pores are what? Helping in case of exchange of material. So this is cytoplasm. Cytoplasmic contents may enter into the nucleoplasm and nucleoplasmic contents may reach to the cytoplasm. One of the best example you can see. So within the nucleus, RNA is produced and that is released out. Why it goes? Okay now. Cytoplasm goes. mRNA is synthesized inside the nuclear membrane, that is released into the outside. And next rRNA is synthesized in a nucleolus and that is released into the cytoplasm. That is only through this particular type of nuclear pores. Do you understand? So the nuclear membrane has interruptions called nuclear pores through which the exchange of materials take place. Number of these are octagonal. Shape of the nuclear pores is octagonal shape. Their number is 10 to the power of 3 to 10 to the power of 4 per nucleus. 10 to the power of 3 to 10 to the power of 4 per nucleus. What is that number? Number of nuclear pores. Number of what? Nuclear pores per nucleus is how much? 10 to the power of 3 to 10 to the power of 4. What is the shape of nucleus? Nuclear pore? Octagonal. Where do you find the nuclear pores? On nuclear membrane. On nuclear membrane. How they are formed? Due to the fission of outer and inner nucleus. So what is happening due to the fission? Gaps are created. Those gaps are nothing but called a nuclear pore. What is the use of nuclear pores? So exchange of genetic material. This is all regarding this particular type of form. So outer karyotheca. Outer karyotheca is extends in the form of what? Outer karyotheca is extends in the form of endoplasmic reticulum. There is a membranous extension of outer karyotheca. So white outer karyotheca. This is extended in the form of what? This is extended in the form of endoplasmic reticulum. Outer karyotheca extends in the form of endoplasmic reticulum from nucleus to plasma membrane. Because of this only, endoplasmic reticulum divides the particular inner space into luminal and extraluminal. I told you. Okay. So this is what extends. Which extends to up to the particular plasma membrane? outer karyotheca in the form of a endoplasmic reticulum. Outer karyotheca extends in the form of a endoplasmic reticulum. Inner karyotheca remains normal. So nuclear pores are there. So nuclear membrane disappear during late prophase and reappears during telophase of a cell division. ಅದನ್ನ nuclear membrane ಏನುಂದ್ರ NM nuclear membrane disappear during late prophase and reappear at telophase of cell division. Nuclear membrane disappears during late prophase and reappears during telophase. That is regarding nuclear membrane. ఇప్పుడు మనం చెప్పినంత దేని గురించి nuclear membrane. When genetic material is surrounded by nuclear membrane, that is called as true nucleus. Okay. So when you see the structure of nucleus, outer membrane extends in the form of endoplasmic reticulum, and inner membrane is normal, and there is a gap between the two membranes when they fuse together to form a gap that is called as a nuclear pore. What is this called as a nuclear pore? So nuclear pore we discussed about nuclear pores octagonal in shape and their number is 10 to the power of 3 to 10 to the power of 4 per nucleus. So exchange of materials will take place through nuclear pores only. These are nothing but the interruptions of a nuclear membrane. Otherwise, the nuclear membrane runs parallel to one another. So that's regarding nuclear membrane. And nuclear membrane disappears and reappears during cell division in case of first prophase, late prophase. Second is in case of telophase. That is regarding the nuclear membrane. So inside the nuclear membrane, there is a fluid-like structure, that is colloidal type of substance, which is called as a karyoplasm. What is it called as a karyoplasm? Karyoplasm is also called as karyolymph. And then karyolymph or nucleoplasm. Karyoplasm, nucleoplasm, karyolymph. So this particular type of nucleoplasm or nuclear material, the fluid-like substance, is spread with a different type of materials like a chromatin. So chromatin is a network of nuclear proteins that forms a network, chromatin network. We call it as chromatin always in the form of network. Thread-like structures that are twined together to form a network or complex structure, which is called as chromatin. In addition to chromatin, there is a particular spherical ball-like structure, which is non-membranous structure that is observed in nucleoplasm, that is called as a nucleolus. So what is it called as a nucleolus? What is the other name of nucleolus? Plasmosome. So nucleolus is also called as what? A plasmosome. So this is the center for rRNA synthesis mainly, and also ribosomes are also synthesized in a nucleolus in case of eukaryotic cells. So the nucleolus is observed only in case of eukaryotes, not in prokaryotes.